but today he is here as the reigning and defending Kenya Cup champions. We are talking to Kevin Wekesa representing Kabras Sugar. Karibu chief. Sasa niambie nimekosea wapi? Height ni?
Yeah, 6'3".
6'3", good.
Yes.
Kgs nilisema kutoka 96 mpaka 105.
104.
Hey, umejaribu.
There you go. Come on now. 104. Now, and in terms of your playing position, kabla hata tuingie, before we even start with everything else, 15s unaweza which position?
Open side back row.
Open side back row, ukitranslate kwa sisi wote wa Kenya wenye tunajua flanker, there you go. Open side back row, huyo ni flanker. Fly half, jina yake ingine ni gani?
First five ama.
Bro. Sisi tunajua fly half, flanker, first center, second center, winger, fullback.
Sasa probably watu wa New Zealand walikuja na kizungu mingi, then they changed it.
And then they changed it, eh?
Yeah.
But karibu Wekasa to the show. Now, there's been so many good news that come through Kenya right now. And one of them is the fact that the HSBC, and I believe this is Division 2, is going to be hosted by Kenya in February. Your story imekupataje?
Probably I expected it because Kenya has been performing well in the series.
Yes.
With the Kenya corner across the city. So I think it's a good opportunity for Kenya, the Kenyans themselves, to experience it for the first time. So for our families, most of them don't travel. But I think it's the opportunity sahi wakuje waone vijana wakicheza. Yes.
Vijana wakicheza. All right, take it through.
Now you play for Shujaz as well.
Yeah.
So how is this news, like, how is it you as a player? How do you feel about it for the team in terms of now Shujaz as the team?
Of course, everyone is excited. This tournament has never been in Kenya. Of course, everyone enjoys traveling, but it's always away from home, miles away. So I think it coming home, it just gives that nice near kwanza, so it will just bring that momentum and the home presence, everyone, because I know it will fill up the stadium. So I think it's going to be a good experience for Kenya, and experiencing like Kenya has lacked like top quality rugby in a long time. So I think bring that 7s2 here in Kenya, 6 of the best teams. So it will be a good tournament for us, as Shuja. Everyone's excited for it.
Everyone is excited for it. The moment yesterday the news came through, yes, you said that part of you was expecting it, the other part of you was not expecting it. So for them to announce that and for it to come through, yes, Quinike ameuliza about how it is for fans and also for neutrals who will enjoy rugby here at home. But in terms of Kenya putting it on the map, can it reach to a point whereby we can even have one leg of the Division 1 coming through to Kenya?
Definitely. I think with the infrastructure that's coming up and good stadiums, I think we are definitely going to host 1/7 series. I think it's just us, the players, to take us back to the main series.
Yes.
We don't want to host a tournament that we are not playing in it. So I think it's for us just to do the work, qualify back to the 7th probably this season. So I think with the infrastructure that Kenya is putting up, I think we are ready. We are ready to host our 7th series. Yes.
Haya, sawa.
Haya, and Kabras Sugar recently secured top honors. So they are defending champions right now in the Kenya Cup. How has Kabras as a club helped you develop as a young player? Because they're very known to do that, to bring up young players. And how is it helping you?
I think Kabras is focused on age grade and development, and it's a community-based club. So the company wants to get involved with the community, and as young as 7 years now, you go to Kakamega on a Wednesday, you'll find them training. So I think it's from the age grade that Kabras is bringing up. So it's bringing top quality players. I think right now it's not like on the media, but I think we are the best age grade right now, because the talent that is already in Western and is being nurtured at a high level, they are using the facilities as Kabras Sugar, they are showground. So I think right now Kabras is hosting very high level age grade rugby. So for me, immediately after high school, the age grade coordinator Edwin Achayo just picked me up from high school, gave me a call, told my dad, this boy can play rugby, bring him to Kakamega. So we traveled with my dad to Kakamega. So Edwin Achayo did some bit of trials, and then Edwin was like ready, said, yeah, we'll host you here in Kakamega. He told my dad, if he's going to school, we'll facilitate his schooling. Now, that time was after high school. I was coming to uni in Nairobi. And then I was worried that maybe I will not like sitasoma nikiwa Kakamega na nasoma Nairobi. But they say, no. We are also focused on education. So we'll just facilitate him traveling to Nairobi, studying and coming back. So Edwin Achayo, the coordinator, was very helpful. They gave me somewhere to stay in Kakamega, facilitated my education, facilitated how I could get back to Kakamega and back to Nairobi. And I think with that coming up through the system, that's how I got finally recognized by Kenya and called up to Shujaa.
To Shujaaz. Yeah. What did you study in university? Or what are you still studying?
No, I graduated last year, December, so I finished my degree in mechanical engineering.
Wow.
Hey.
Mechanical engineering, rugby player.
So you're dismantling people on the pitch na pia gari ngianza kukuringia unatoa tu cable moja bas.
Yeah. Not necessarily gari, but yeah, I'm focused on more plant and manufacturing, yeah.
You have a deep passion with environmental stuff, yeah?
Yes, also that is also a passion I got to.
Okay, so nimeambia it's beyond car, so nikiseta factory na nimemkosea, it's a wrap.
Anazima.
Ai, pale conveyor belt mina goze itoe kitu, kumbe Kevin ananiambia Joe wewe na hali queens yako kaa kando. No flag. But you know what? 0733222105 is our WhatsApp number. We have Kevin Wekesa in studio representing Shujaa and Kabras right there. What questions do you have for him in terms of a Kabras fan and also in terms of a sevens fan with the news that the HSBC Division 2 is coming to Kenya in February. When we come back, we will still have conversations with Kevin, including if it wasn't for rugby, ni gani ingine alikuwa ameangalia kando. Alafu najua akona he's a muscular guy. So amekaa mbele yangu, joke niuliza kitu ingine utaona. So I will try my best because now here representing Harlequins, I'm not the best representative. In terms of a match, nitapigwa hapa na nitapigwa kwa field. But when we come back, we still have Kevin Wekesa through, and you can come through with your questions 0733222105. Also, you can call us through 0748999111. who played in the Summer Olympic Games, been in the picture since 2021, and also a champion with Kabras. Karibu, bro.
Asante.
Karibu. 0733-222-105 is our number. Also, in terms of our WhatsApp number, also you can call us through 0748-999-111. Let's get in some questions and some comments to Kevin so that he can tell us more about himself. Now, Kevin.
Yes.
Mwili inakaa ni kama ulikuwa cheza basketball. Mwili inakaa pia unaweza cheza as a central defender kwa football. Mwili pia inapatiana na ukiangalia some of the tennis players saizi wako warefu kama wewe. So before rugby, was there any other sport ilikuwa imekubamba ama saizi maybe unaicheza chini ya maji kando tu ile ya kujibamba?
Sai kando ya kujibamba hakuna, but I used to play football. Yes, nilikuwa goalkeeper.
Makes sense. Angalia the height. Yes.
So easy positions zingine nika talent haikuwa sana, but you have to, ukiwa high school unataka kwenda out na everything, so I tried football
as a goalkeeper.
As a goalkeeper, but pia shule yetu didn't go that far because we had St. Anthony, they were walikuwa kings your time, so we made them at zonals, so we only play for 1 week alafu after tuende home, so then I switched to rugby. So apart from rugby, I've just played football, primary and high school.
And
high school. Of high school, Form 1, Form 2, yes.
That explains the skills in terms of ball carrying and ball handling. Goalkeeper into rugby, by the seamless transition, if you think about it. Sindio?
Yeah.
What's your team? What teams do you support?
EPL, Manu, so
it's okay, tuko wengi si wote hapa.
Ni washabiki tunaumia. Wanahurumia wale wana support. Hapana.
I'm telling you.
Dikubaya huko.
Na nikoshuko na teammates wengi wa Arsenal, wa Chelsea, Liverpool.
Kwanza sasa Chelsea wana shine mbaya.
So ukirudi training manzi unaambiwa mtu wa Manu, ni aje?
Mimi si mchezaji
So in terms of hiyo ni sasa internationally, locally kuna timu na support hapa kwa FKF Premier League.
Gor Mahia.
Gor through and through.
Yeah, Gor Mahia through and through. And we used to stay in Western, so my first team ya experience ya KPL ilikuwa FC Leopards, but then FC Leopards, when they were being sponsored by Mumias Sugar and everything, but at that time I just niliona hiyo derby moja Mashemeji derby, and then I said no, I'm supporting the wrong team, nikaruka Gor Mahia.
Ulikuwa convinced by that one derby game?
Yeah, it takes that. It just takes one. You have to watch a game live, then it just takes that to convince you.
So right now mko top of the table in the Kenya Premier League. Na Mashemeji ina come up 9th of December. Hiyo itafanyika hapo itafanyika Kasarani, I believe. Vile season inaendelea for Gor Mahia, can they win this season? Ama Kenya Police wanaweza leta ka story?
Kenya Police, I think rain yao imeisha, honestly, because I think walikuwa to one time wonder fluke. I probably miss a player of football, but I think Gor Mahia, we are set for this season. We are not as good as ile time ya Makinski. But I think we are still set for this season to win the title again, because standards ziko juu, because at least our standards now zimeshuka, but we are still above the most of the guys here.
Mko above Kakamega Homeboys and FC Leopards, who are no Kenya, actually it's Kenya Police wako third saizi. Walishinda game yao jana, wamepanda third, and they have 2 games in hand while you have a game in hand. APS Bomet ilikustua kidogo? Leo game ilienda?
I mean, APS Bomet, they're tricky, so I don't know.
Na wakashinda.
Na wakashinda, so mostly I don't watch all games, but za Gor Mahia to so hiyo ya PS Bomet mi hadi ilinishtua.
Kila mtu hapa kwa studio si yote tulisema Gor Mahia inashinda, but now ikakuwa history ingine, na ni vizuri tumeongelea juu ya story Gor Mahia just kidogo tu in terms of stadiums. Tumekuwa tukiongelea about this. Unaona history ya Mashemeji derby imekuwa postponed mpaka sasa imepatikana a venue, and these are the 2 big teams in Kenya. Nika for example vile nyinyi mmeshinda sasa the Kenya Cup, you're the defending champions, na lazima muombe pitch kuchezea.
Do
you think it's high time manze hizi teams mbili zikuwe na pitches zao? because hawana home ground.
Yeah, I think it's high time most teams get home grounds, because I think in perspective, most teams, I think they focus on the big games or the derbies only, but you have to play like 30 games in a season. So
Correct.
just having your own home ground definitely inapunguza your budget. I love it. It doesn't have to be as big. Not all games will be filled as the derbies. You can hire a big stadium for the derbies, but you definitely need to have your home that you just have your small number of fans, if they're there, that always come and fill up the stadiums. Even someone can now start to think of buying a season ticket, because sai mtu akinunua season ticket ya Gor Mahia na sijui kama game ya next year ya next week
itakuwa wapi.
So but I think the top teams are trying to do it. Kitoka Kenya Police, they have their
Kenya
home ground, Ulinzi. So I think having a home ground, it's another advantage for me. Yeah,
it's another advantage.
Yeah,
for
both football, rugby. I think just having a home ground where you can call home is something good. Yeah.
Speaking about that stadiums and home grounds, HSBC Sevens coming. One of the proposal that was given was Talanta Stadium. Where within the rugby field, we know we have this thing that we always say, rugby lazima ichezewe in Ngong Road.
Yeah.
We as the fans feel like Ngong Road ndo home ya rugby.
Yeah, Ngong Road.
Yeah. So with if the games are played, if Talanta is ready in time, to say February HSBC Sevens inachezwa Talanta, do you think Talanta will have that pool to attract rugby fans?
Yeah, I think Talanta will have that pool to attract rugby crowd, because who most of the fans in Kenya have not seen such a stadium. So imagine unaenda stadium inawaka lights, waneka fireworks, there's LED screens everywhere. It's a good pitch, you're close to the field, there's no track to obstruct the view. So I think it's an experience most Kenyans have not experienced. Even if they take an age grade team to play in Talanta Stadium right now, they say it's open, I'm sure it will fill.
You're sure?
Yeah, because it's 60,000 and no one has ever seen such a stadium. Most people have not seen such a stadium in Kenya. So I think just being hosted in somewhere like Talanta will be so big for the people in Kenya. Yeah.
So umesema pale kwetu Kenya Hali Queens tuizi akisha fireworks.
We amwezi unya tamna scoreboard.
We goja. Nataka kusema tuizi eka ka LED scoreboard pale.
Tutasha fireworks zichome fans.
Tunawashile side nyingine, ile side haina terrace, tunawashile side nyingine. Lakini kuna hizo makeja ziko hapo hizo za gorofa. Actually nani alituambia nakaa hapo? Balo alituambia nakaa hapo. So Balo akiwa hapo wanaona games zote ziko hapo. So hiyo fireworks inaweza mchapa?
Fireworks inaweza mchapa hapo kando.
So let's get into a Pepsi break, but tukirudi team yangu, there is a problem. My players walipotea nini. Kenya Cup ndio imeanza, tumecheza na Nakuru RFC. You know, as a player, you know, at some point why are you concerned that manze a club inaweza achilia hivi players na maybe some of them mabeste zako, maybe some of them mabeste zako? We'll get into that conversation in just a little bit. Acha kwanza tukue na what we call a Pepsi break. And
soon to be 3-time champions. First ever. Sindio?
5-time.
5-time, by the way. It'll be 5-time.
Hey. Queen
Hiyo siku
Nikki
itabidi
is a
nitafute
Kabras fan.
itabidi nitafute chaziga 5 na cover that entire week tukifanya hivyo.
Mwenye nguo
Mohanji
anakaa katikati ya KCB fans na
lazima
jazi ya Kabras.
lazima na
Antagonize. Yeah, so soon to be 5 time. Ndo nimesikia mmesema hivyo. Si ndio?
Yeah, 5.
All right, 5 time. Now, yeah, teams like Kabras, Menengai Oilers, KCB, these are teams that are run by corporates, and there's a structure that is happening right there. Sindio, Kevin?
Yes.
Now, you have the old guards that have been there for a minute. Kenya Harlequins, nondescripts, Black Blood in terms of university, in terms of Mwamba Pale Coast. But we have seen what happened with Kenya Harlequins, and to a point whereby 38 players were released. And it was a bit sudden because you're thinking that some of their livelihoods, some of them wanted to play for Kenya Harlequins, but financial constraints could not allow them. When that news came out, as a player and maybe as also someone who has friends at Harlequins, how did you react to it?
Of course, ni frustrating thing. People just it's like working, alafu mtu anakuja na kuambia by the way kuanzia next week hakuna job, so definitely it itawasumbua mentally, and then also just their source of livelihood. Probably some of them used to just play rugby, alafu pia ina disrupt. If Kenya we want to go the professional way, those are not the kind of problems we want to have with teams, because that's how teams, for example in the UK, just go on administration because they've planned and then they see the plan won't work. So losing 38 players at a go, it's I don't think is the way to go.
There should be other solutions that are put in place to ensure that
probably kunafaa kwenda mediation ama solutions to keep them and keep everyone happy, because not all the time mta agree with management or management what agree na player. So I think there should be ways to mediate in between and not just lose that number of players, because see kila club watafanya things the same way.
Because losing 38 players, and also again after that starting the league and getting a win against Nakuru right there, you're like, what, their ambitions. I am a Kenya Harlequins fan. My ambition would be, yes, to get to the latter stages of the Kenya Cup. I would be too stretched to say right now that, we are winning the Kenya Cup. But at the same time, it is painful. It is painful, to say the least, right there. Kuniki, with your smile.
Hapo ulikuwa umeenda sana vile ulikuwa unasema Arsenal watashinda quadruple. I have one question though. Joe anaendaga leo ameamua gari ni 120 kazi. I have a question about this shift of 7s and 15s.
Yes.
Kabras more likely they are known for 15s, right?
15s.
But when you play in Shujaz, you play 7s. These are different skill sets.
Yes.
So how are you adjusting to those different skill sets? And what's your training like? How to prevent also injuries and all those things, playing between these two different positions within these two different styles of rugby?
Yeah, I think most of the time we are focused on 7s because we are mostly in Nairobi. Alafu part of the weekend, summer, when we are away from 7, so I just travel back to Kakamega and get back to training so that probably I can make the team. So I think the most important thing when acquire the pre-season part, where the work that no one sees. So doing the pre-season, the heavy runs, the gym, the stretches, there's all those small things that people don't want to. Most people neglect. So I think that's the main cause of injury in most players. So someone just wants to run fast, but have focus on what do I need to do to run fast. When I'm running fast, what small muscles do I have to work on so that I don't just tear groin rupture magoti ama Achilles. So I think the stretches and just having a good pre-season, I think is what keeps me going on for the season.
Because you see, sometimes you'll have players who choose only to play 15s.
Yeah, because every player wants to play 15s because that's the real game probably, and I think in Kenya, sevens is kind of more professional than 15s, but 15s is the professional game in terms of rugby in the world. So in tier 3 nations like Kenya, probably we struggle with playing 15s because we are amateur, we are chini ya amateur kidogo, so it's difficult to keep playing 15s only, because the only thing close to professional you'll get in Kenya is Kenya 7. So I think most people prefer to play 7s, but around the world I think everyone wants to play 15s.
Well, 15s rugby right there. So in terms of the Kenya Cup, Sawa, in that same season when things were going very well for Kabras Sugar, you scored a tight try against KCB to clinch it right there for Kabras Sugar. This season, in terms of the Kenya Cup, vile imeanza na vile inaendelea, who do you see is your threat to this title, to you defending the title and reclaiming it? Which, let's say 3 teams from the list to the one that inakusumbua kabisa.
Okay. I think 15th kama 7s, there are instances of David Goliath where David definitely will beat Goliath, but 15th you have to put in the work. So there's no like I'll go alafu nitajaribu kushinda ama nitafanya hivi, because if you have the forwards and they're beating you kwa all set piece, they'll definitely beat you. So I think for this season the main threat probably will be Oilers. They've got a good team. They've been building, so it's been almost 4 years the same team. They've been retaining the same team. So I think they'll be a threat. So most of the players are definitely getting that maturity. Also KCB, I think they have the structures, but they're still young players. They're still transitioning from their old guards. So until they get that maturity, it will be a long ball for them this season. But it doesn't take away from them because they're also training. So for the teams, you have to train so that you can win. So I think the 3 teams that will watatupea kizungumkuti hii season ni Oilers, KCB, and then Nondis, because Nondis also have got have got a good thing going on right now.
Okay. Those are the 3 threats right there for Kabras Sugar in the Kenya Cup that is going on. I mean, it started over the weekend and bado itaendelea. Do you have any questions for Kevin Wekesa? You're a Kabras fan, you're a Shujaa fan, you're a rugby fan, and you want to put in a question. Our WhatsApp number is 0733 222 105. Also, you can call us through 0748 48 999 111 in terms of a question. Naonapa James ameuliza swali. When you focus completely on playing for Kabras, does it sometimes overshadow the idea that internationally hauoni kama unaweza pata opportunities with other clubs?
I think also most people understand like I'll give you an example, like Kama football yesterday, just the other day, Kenya playing Senegal. Senegal is probably on the football, there's no that waja categorized teams in tiers, but in rugby teams are categorized in tiers. Kenya can't play New Zealand in 15s. That's why I was telling you kuna hiyo David Goliath in 7s we can play New Zealand and beat them, but in 15s it's different because they've put in the work, the investment that they've put in 15s is different. So teams are categorized into tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3. So even in tier 1 nations, how they structure their leagues, playing from tier 3 nations, you have to have like 10 caps in the national team of the team that you're representing. Also there's a limited number of people that can play in a specific league or in a specific team. For example, in the UK or Ireland, if there are 4 franchises, so if our number 1 is an international player, the other 3 teams have to be local. So every team has different dynamics. So playing from a tier 3 nation at the top level is different. It's difficult, but it's achievable, yes, but it's difficult for most people in Kenya. So playing at outside and at a top level is different. So I think for now I'm playing international with Kenya Sevens and also Cabras. But if I get a good opportunity, I'll definitely look into it. Yeah.
Because you've seen Collins Njera done that before, also in terms of the brother, playing internationally, being seen when you're playing for the Kenya Sevens. But I like the fact that you've broken down that tier system, because now visibility is very important. But if you're not in a certain tier system, visibility haitakuwa hapo hata kidogo. 0733222105.
I think off rugby a bit, you were recognized recently for your environmental work. Maybe tell us more about Play Green.
I think for me, I'm also involved with community sana, and I always want to give back to the community, and I can't get to all about rugby, because even when we play rugby in Kakamega now, you walk in the street and every kid is like, ule ni wa Kabra sama, ule ni wa nini. So there's always that impact after sports, and for me my passion was in environment, and just a way of giving back into the community and just creating that good future for the future generations. Because I've been able to travel from Kenya to other parts of the world, and I've played in extreme conditions in both sides, and it's not something that you'll want someone coming in future to play in those conditions. So I started with Play Green 2 years ago. We started at Turi. We started with just planting trees and kids adopting it, and then finally, just still 2 years ago, I decided to start the Play Green. So it has 4 main pillars. One is the tree planting part. So I've done some trees. I started to take the tally of the trees, so I've about 3,000 now. I've also I do education as one of the pillars, so I just visit schools, teach children about sustainability and climate change. So I've done almost over 40 schools. And then the other thing we do is recycling and also ending single-use plastic. So ending single-use plastic I've done with the national team. I probably want to go to probably all clubs in Kenya and just use sport as a point of bringing that change into our communities, because we attract a lot of audience. Most fans want to follow what we do, because most sport people first mtu ataona umefanya kitu atataka pia kufanya hivyo. Utapata mtu amefanya haircut fulani, pia kuna mtoto fulani mahali anataka kufanya hivyo. Ama like Kenya Sevens, utaona mtu amefanya a dance move when he scores, and then every child wants to do that. So we command a big audience. So, and I think for me it's just giving back to the community and securing a future for the next sportsman who will come in future.
For the next sportsman who will come. We're going to take a break, but when we come back, we will find out what is in the future for Kevin Wekesa. Not only that, but also for his team Cabra Sugar and the Shujas when we come back.
Sugar. Kevin Wekesa. You know I made Joe say that on air.
Kevin usidanganye sijasema kitu kama hiyo. Anything that was said was AI generated.
There is a live recording.
I have nothing against
Kabras. And when
Kabras.
you post something on social media, it tells you if it's AI or not.
That
kama
voice.
Ujuangi na kwanga automated. Na hakuna pali lisema hapo AI generated.
You know what? If we don't have that clip available to be replayed, then
we will replay it.
It is your word versus.
Hezbollah will post it just now. You're daring him.
Yeah, post. Hakuna kitu kayo nilisema. Let's not post it socially so that we create AI. Acha isikilizwe hapa on radio.
Mr. Producer,
fanya hiyo kitu. Hiyo clip hapa.
Piga hiyo drop. Piga hiyo drop.
Yes, we see it's there. But But yeah, usijali Kevin, even though tunakuwa kwa show, but we are so happy to have you in studio. 0733222105 is our WhatsApp number. Also, you can call us through 0748999111 if you are a rugby fan, if you are a Shujaa fan, if you are a Kabras fan. Kevin is in studio and you can ask him all the questions you want. For example, kama yeye James alikuwa nauliza ambitions of playing internationally. Those will always be questions that will be floated about in terms of whether you want to go internationally. But now, coming back to your plans for the future. Umekuwa na the rugby setup for since 2021, correct? In terms of Shujaa, ndio?
Yeah.
Kabras umekuwa na how since
2019.
In terms of your future going forward, what are you envisioning, not only as a rugby player but also as someone who loves the environment?
Yeah, so I think in terms of rugby next season, our goals are clear. The goal is to get back to the 7 series, so play the first 3 tournaments, Nairobi, Uruguay, Brazil, then go to the championship, secure top 12, probably get back to 7-1. Also, still in rugby, probably we'll want to go out, play 15th in a more professional setup. I think those are my goals for rugby. Outside rugby, probably when I'm done with rugby, my fallback is to go back to engineering. But apart from that, I also want to continue with the play green. Hopefully, become on its own foundational NGO so that it can go deep into our communities here in Kenya and just around the world. So I think those are my future goals for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the future goals right there, and that also equals into the part of legacy. And I've just been informed by my producer that the AI clip that Saina alisema
it's not AI, it's been loaded.
Nimepata, so unajua wame download kutoka Instagram or can convert, so nataka usikie how AI it is.
It's not AI.
Naongea na Kevin tafadhali.
It's not AI.
Kevin, so msikie vile naongea leo. Hebu sikia kama huu ni mimi. Just have a listen kama huu ni Joe Saina kweli. Eka headphones do usikie vipo actually. Ndakugojea, take your time, you're a champion. Take your time. Umeka, you're good. So nasikia sauti yangu ni tofauti. Listen to this AI.
Kenda, my weekend was very nice, by the way. So.
I completely understand what you're trying to say right there. Trying to say that is, you should have seen her on Saturday. She was quite bubbly. She was all over the place. Yeah, I guess by the time I was leaving, and everything else that happened between Saturday and this morning, that's why that smile is like that. That's all I'm saying. And this has nothing to do with Sofapaka. No, Kariobangi Sharks. Oh, the sweet men of Kabras. I said it.
Oh my God, Joseph, the sweet man of Kabras.
Unaona vile hapo unaanza kushikiwa, unaanza kuwekewa hapo. Sikia between the oh my God na Joti alisema hivi. Unaona
it's AI
generation.
It's not AI.
Wekesa wewe niambie.
Abdul. But it's true. We have the sweet man of Kabras. It's Kenyan sweetest, so it's definitely valid.
But
utamu wa sukari probably.
Mwambie.
I am a Harley Queens fan na siwezi sema kitu kama hiyo.
AI
generation. But uzuri imekuwa downloaded kutoka Instagram, hata naona hapa handle ya SportyFM KE. Na naona AI generation.
Abdul atatuambia kama tuko na AI generation hatunanga.
Mko nayo. Hii company tuko na pesa bwana.
Tuko nayo lakini hatuna AI.
But Kevin, asante sana for coming through to the show.
Asante,
I hope you enjoy being right here. You have made Queen Nicolette's dream come true this morning. She has always said that whenever I do this, that one day I'll host a Cabras player on our show, and it has happened. So thank you for honoring our invitation. I cannot congratulate you for retaining the title because I've been him to Kenya Harlequins. I will try my best. Actually, we have a phone call coming through right here. Let's see what this one has to say. Hello, SportyFM. Hello, SportyFM.
SportyFM, hello, Joe.
Yes, Chief. Habari yako bana, Gabu?
Niaje.
Tuko fiti.
Kotea Wekesa hapo.
Niko salama, mimi nimegoteka.
Niambie bana.
Poa, na antini yako aje?
Niko salama kabisa.
Wewe Joe, siwe mwenyewe hata jana ulisema McTominay ni pretty. Unajua
bro, sasa mimi sijui nini hizi vitu mnaanza Gabu.
Hata hakuna haja ya Kevin kurewind, hakuna haja kutafuta hiyo AI na accuse. Semeni tu pigieni tu Gabu. Waambia. Pigieni tu Gabu atawaambia Joe alisema 6 men of Cabras. Akasema jana McTominay ni pretty.
Wow. Gabuka leo umeamka hiyo side ya bed ni sawa, lakini sikusema kitu kaa hiyo.
Anyway, nataka kuuliza swali moja. On the previous ulizo champion wetu ile Summer Olympic ilikuwa France, ndio?
Yes.
Ako hapa ananisikiza?
Anakusikia vifiti yako.
Unajua tunawatambua kama champe huko kwa garage tunaitanga champe. Wali nini? Samuel wapiga first game 26-0.
Yes.
Ndio?
Yes.
But baadaye mkakuja mkapiga kwa playoffs baadaye mkakuja mkawapiga 10-5. Ndio?
Yes.
What was the difference between that game na previous game? Jumii mkupigwa 26-0 hata nilikuwa na waangalia though I don't know what Samoa wao wanakula. Mimi wanashindwa kuelewa. What was the difference between that game na hiyo game? The previous game mlikuwa mmepigwa 26-0 na hiyo game nyingine mkawapiga 10-5. By the way, you were in the squad, you were in the team, ndio?
Yeah, nilikuwa kwa team.
Yeah. Hiyo ndo swali tunataka unijibu.
I think at professional level pia in terms of rugby, every team does this analysis and they know what they want to attack ama place vile watawa counter in terms of defense ama attack. So I think the game ya Samoa, they came in prepared. The first one they came in prepared. We were a bit underprepared, but again unafaa kumbuke is at the pinnacle of sports. It's at the Olympics. It's the best versus best. It's not local circuit ati mali utasema Gor Mahia inacheza na tuseme academy fulani huko chini. It's kwa the Olympics everyone has come prepared, so every team is as good as you. So the team that does good analysis and they come and implement what they've analyzed well is the one that wins. So for the game against Samoa, they came in as better contenders in the first game, but again at the second game we also had analyzed them, how they play, how they do their moves and skills. So in the second game we came victors because we knew we just implemented our analysis better than we did in the first game. So I think games pia was in a very due. Si kila game mta approach the same way mli approach the other game. Si the same way mta approach first half hivi and then you come in the second half, teams wame analyze how you are doing things and wanawafungia where you think there are loopholes. So what will you do? You'll have to change the structure. So in sevens it's a very short games, but kuna kwa hapo na coaches, kuna someone in the analysis room, so they always tell you first half hapa wameshafunga, you have to try this tactic now. Second half you have to maybe bring an impact player. So it's always different against different team, and you need to have a lot of tactics in your hands so that pia wewe ukue ready for anything that may come.
Na between Uruguay na Samoa, gani ulikuwa gani ilikuwa kama at least Berlin Wall?
Siwezi sema zote tuliwapiga, so siwezi sema, but I think for Samoa they came in better prepared than us kwa the first game. So I think Samoa was a bit at that time, but I think right now Uruguay is above Samoa in 7th.
Yeah, right now Uruguay is above Samoa. Okay, thank you. Utasalimia Tony na kina nani? Utonga aje Jojo.
Ana sawa nitafikisha salamu zako.
Ambia Gabu, kuna mtu anaitwa Gabu Kariako Garage amewasalimia.
Asante, tunashukuru na tumesalimika. Gabu Kariako Garage.
Yes boss.
Sasa.
Yeah.
Now you are fortune teller, ulikuwa fortune teller ukisema treatment of Kabla Sugar na